I was so traveling all the way from north to south. It's been a long time coming. Take it to the streets, hit control, delete. Take it to the streets, hit control, delete.
Elizabeth, is that you, Elizabeth? Oh my God, Elizabeth Croydon. It's been I was worried. I've been worried about you because it's been weeks and we haven't seen you, and that whole weird thing happened on the show. How are you,
Joe? I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm on cloud nine. There is absolutely no reason to be worried about me, Joel. Everything is fine on this planet, me mango.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if everything's fine on the planet. It's kind of a shit show, you know?
Well, when you have the new perspective that I do, Joel, like gravity, why do we take it? It's so heavy, man. Why do we take it so seriously?
That's so true.
And air.
Yeah.
What's the big deal? What is the big deal about air, Joel?
Well, don't we need it to breathe? I mean, we need
time. It's flowing like a river, and it flows around objects. It's just something that we do to mark the passage of events.
Oh, wow. That's a good point. Time is actually just like a concept or something, or some kind of thing that we invented. That's a really good point.
Like
It's great
the calendar.
to hear. Like the calendar.
Yeah, man.
People think the calendar is just like a real thing, and it's not. It's, that's cool. But I'm really concerned because last time you were on, I don't know, something weird happened. Like I'll just say it, you got abducted by aliens. Is that right? Something like that?
Look, me mango, there's nothing that went wrong last time. I was raptured a little. It's not something that you should be concerned about unless you're a xenophobe, Joel.
A xenophobe. Yeah, well,
Are you a xenophobe?
No, I'm not a xenophobe. I'm just afraid of things that I don't know. I'm afraid of the unknown sometimes, and when something happens like that, and when people call me mango, that really freaks me out because every time somebody says me mango, something happens, something unexplained happens, and I don't see them for a while. So
you just gotta relax into it and let things happen as they're going to happen, me mango. It happens to all of us
all right.
at some point, and some of us remember it and some of us don't. Did you read the news today, oh boy?
Oh my God, I read the news today. It's horrible. It's every day. It's so terrible. Yeah.
No,
What?
not that news, Joel.
What news?
Well, I have a love in my life. I have a
You
new
do?
boyfriend.
Oh my God, congratulations. That's so cool. It's nice to have love
Thank
in
you.
the world, in this world, especially now. Especially now, the world needs more love.
Yes.
Who is he?
Yes, you and Burt Bacharach agree on that. I sent you a picture.
You did? Oh, okay.
I sent you a picture, yeah.
Well, you sent me this picture.
You have it?
Yeah, this one. Is that him?
Oh, that's him. That's him. I love him. Isn't he
cool.
sexy? He's got like a Telly Savalas sex appeal. I love his eyes. I love his eyes.
He looks a lot. You know, you ever see this guy? That one. It's at the end
I think that's his brother.
Really? He's at the end of the Star Trek credits. Used to scare the heck out of me when I was a kid.
He gets a lot of background work when he's in this area.
Well, that's cool. And then this other picture here. You know, that looks a lot like David Bowie from The Man Who Fell to Earth. You ever see that movie?
Oh, yes, I did. And that is probably why I was attracted to him in the first place, Joel. He is like this total shapeshifter. He can morph into things. He's into playing all of my fantasies out. Role playing has never been better in the old Betty Bye, Joel.
In the old Betty Bye, huh? Oh my God, where's he from? What's his name? What's his name?
Well, formally he's known as C4R2D2C3PO8675309.70.
Oh, that's weird.
That's a big name. It's
kind of cool. Yeah.
It's strange. It's like he was named by Elon Musk.
It is. That's what I was going to say. It's like Elon Musk named him.
Well, he knows Elon.
Is he in the space industry or something?
Kind of. You could say that. He's in space.
Okay. Well,
a lot.
I gotta go. I got my show. I'm sorry. I forget sometimes that I have my show, and I gotta go. If you want, you could stay here, and we could talk. Last week we talked about space. The week before we talked about yaks. We could yak about space today. You know, have a good old time.
Joel, I love space. It's my new favorite place to hang out. Sun Ra was right. Space is the place. It smells like toast and warm, clean socks. And I love that. I think he's here, Joel. My boyfriend's taking me on a
not again.
No, we're cruising. We're cruising.
It's getting ridiculous. This happens all the time with my guests. I don't know what to do about this.
I missed you.
Oh my God, I never saw that before. Elizabeth!
Oh,
Elizabeth!
It's a space squirrel. Don't worry, Joel.
Space squirrel?
I'll be back.
What is that? I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 All right. Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday. I don't know what happened to Elizabeth Croydon, but I think she's in pretty good hands. I don't know. You know, I mean, she seemed like she was in one piece. She seemed happy. That guy, he seems a little, alien to me, but that doesn't mean anything. We need Carl Sagan back. He would help with this. Exactly, Matt. Today is a really special show because I've got Guy Murray, the funny guy, on the show today. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to do some weird stuff. Not as... maybe weirder than what we've seen already. Whoa, my shirt. This is kind of old school for lunch therapy. But speaking of old school, we got to do some breathing. Music that's playing is from my childhood friend, my longtime friend, Tracy Thompson. We're going to see a little something from him a little later on in the show, so stick with us. But now it's time to breathe. So, here we go. Yes. The breaths are coming. Ooh, that's pretty scary. Kind of scary when people get abducted by aliens. I'm kind of getting used to it though. Behind me is the relaxing visual of rain on a window by the incredible nomadic ambiance. Go to that channel because there's some really great stuff there. Not right now though, because you're watching Lunch Therapy. Lunch Therapy. Today we're going to talk about ring-tailed lemurs. We are going to talk about the Mandela effect. I don't know if any of you know about that, and that's going to lead us right into quantum computers. And I've got an expert here, expert comedian, not an expert on quantum computers or any of that stuff that I was talking about, but we're going to have comedians talking about science, comedians talking about theories, talking about animals. But first we're going to breathe. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. And let it go. My mom sent me a quote this morning from Albert Einstein. Maybe somebody could look it up. Basically, he was saying that he can think 99 times, and then when he lets his brain not think for a while and opens it up, that's when the real ideas come. I don't know what the actual quote is, but it's something like that. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Quiet the mind. Let it go. Okay, now I'm going to bring on the funny guy. Ladies and gentlemen, new comedian friend of mine, Guy Murray. Give him a warm welcome. And here he is. Woo! Yeah!
Hey.
Hey, Guy, Fly, how's your eye?
Right there where the eye so go by.
That's it's a little catchphrase from the show. Hey, Guy, Fly, how's
like
your
it.
eye? It's a good one, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I had a friend named Ray, and we'd greet each other each day. I go, "Hey, Ray." He goes, "Hi, Guy." He goes, "Bye, Guy." I goes, "Have a nice day, Ray." And away he went.
Is it hard to be named Guy? Is there you run into more complications with that?
Well, no matter what I'm doing, I'm that guy, and that's been in my comedy set, my warm up for the longest time. But it is tough being Guy. It is quite tough being Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever think like maybe I should change my name to, I don't know what, Murray?
If I switched my name,
Yeah.
they think I'm related to Bill Murray.
Yeah, that seems like it'd be a good thing.
Leave it.
Yeah,
I just leave it. So
Definitely.
Guy Murray, I'm Bill's little brother.
I'm going to show you something cool just to start off the show. I like to start off the show with something really exciting. So I've got lemurs at the Oregon Zoo eating flowers. I don't know if you've ever seen that before.
Those are the ringtail ones.
Those are the ringtail lemurs. So today we're going to talk a little bit about ringtail lemurs. I didn't know they ate flowers though, which is cool. Have you ever been to the Oregon Zoo?
Not the Oregon Zoo. I've been to the Oregon Beach, the state beach.
Did you see the sea lions there?
Yeah.
You did?
And numerous, the large packs, a herd of them.
Matt Wright makes a good point. He says in France they pronounce Guy Guy. You ever heard that one?
Yes. Peut, il a fait un Guy, un Guy. Sophie c'est quoi ça le talon.
Wow. What did you just say about yourself?
My name is Guy. I speak French a little bit, and it's just really hard being Guy. Guy.
Guy. I love it. So that was our little foray into ring-tailed lemurs, but we're going to get deeper into it. We're going to get deeper into that.
Lola kind of taught herself to play.
Have you ever seen a ring-tailed lemur?
Up close at the San Diego Zoo.
Yeah.
They have them there, and it's really nice. You see them in more rustic. I've never seen them eat flowers like
I
that.
didn't know they
So
did. I would think that would kill you if you ate a flower like that.
they probably have a good palate for that.
They okay, let's get into this because this is wildlife therapy. We're going to do a little therapy, wildlife therapy. Okay, now we're going to get serious about lemurs. So, you tell me that you have a story about the word lemur. Your wife.
My wife Leticia, that's her tag screen name.
Yeah.
So she truncated her name, Leticia Murray, and so she calls herself Lemur, and she used it on AOL back in the day when AOL was popular.
Yes. Still popular among some people.
And, yeah, lemurs are hip. Lemurs
Yeah,
have
they
a whole society and a wonderful following. Several groups dedicated to lemurs.
Did you know that ring-tailed lemurs are native to Madagascar and pretty much only in Madagascar, except in zoos and stuff? Did you know that?
Right. They have. I mean, because there's no way for them to migrate. When they discover, I think it was Darwin discovered in Madagascar, it showed so many different new animals, but the lemur native to
I don't know
Madagascar.
what it is. You know their fur is so dense it can clog clippers. How
Wow.
about that? I
Do
got
they
some
require
facts.
shearing or haircuts or yeah? I mean,
Yeah.
do they require shearing or cutting or how do
They
they?
have to get.
I mean, they keep a nice natural coat that they don't get feral or ratted up or matted up.
They have to get hedge clippers, I think, to clip their fur. They also have a weird little spike on their paws, and they have a scent gland under that, and that's the way they get their scent into the trees because they're very territorial.
Okay.
You know.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Did not know about that.
I wish I had a scent gland in my hand that I could mark things with, because I just pee on things. I don't know. Is that what you do?
I do.
That's how you
Tom Lee,
show
that's
your
ridiculous.
territory. Got to be a pain
That's how I
in
show.
manscaping.
Yeah. I mean, I always hold my junk and everything just so I can feel comfortable.
That's a
No
good
matter where
idea. That's a weird thing about men is that they're always touching themselves, and I find that odd. Like, why do we do that? I try not to do that, but I see people that they really are doing that. And
I think it's for reassurance. Again,
oh, you do?
I think it's for reassurance. Yeah, it's a calming mechanism.
That's funny. Okay, so what else do they do? When they fight, they jump up in the air and strike out with their nails and teeth. So if you see one jumping, get the hell out of there.
Like, jump.
Yeah, they jump up in the
Jumping.
air and I don't think they basically fight each other.
Oh.
Did you know what a group of lemurs is called? I almost said it.
Well, I know a bunch of crows is a murder of crows. A bunch of cows are herd.
Yeah.
Lemurs are so docile. I can only imagine it's something cute. It can't be anything bad. What's a group of lemurs?
It might be. They're called. Maybe the chat room knows. We'll just we'll see if they know. I think I've said it on the show before. It's interesting because we're talking about the Mandela effect today, and
Yes. Oh my goodness.
and the Mandela effect might be one of these, a conspiracy. Did you know they're called a conspiracy?
I can dig that because most conspiracies are part fact and the rest of it is fiction, and so people have to fill in the stuff in between. I think she mentioned this earlier. Xenophobia is the fear of the unknown.
Yes.
So we create these conspiracy theories because we don't want to be afraid of what we don't know, so we just fill in fictional fiction.
We fill in fiction. Okay, so I want to jump right into the science portion of the show. and it's called Comedians Talking About Science. Are you ready? Because this is where we're going to talk about
I'm ready.
the Mandela effect. We're going to talk about quantum computers, and we're going to pretend like we know what we're talking about. All right. Maybe you do. Maybe you do.
Halfway there. I'm halfway there. I'm halfway there.
All right, cool.
I'm the comedian.
All right, so there we go. Oh, let's do a little applause here. All right, this is Comedians Talking About Science. And today the topic is the Mandela effect. So I watched the movie that you recommended to me called The Mandela Effect. I hope that I watched the right one. I watched this one.
By David Guy Levy, yes.
Yeah, this was a great movie. Can you tell me?
First, before we started, the cover did not let into anything about the movie. That usually when I look for a good movie arc is usually the cover or their poster.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know what I would be getting into when I saw this cover and the Mandela effect, especially the way the letters are changed. So I didn't know what I was getting into just by looking at the poster alone. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good.
It looks like a guy with a severe headache to me. Maybe it's a movie about migraines. Could be.
Possibly. That's what I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you Netflixed and chilled or just went through the whole library of movies and you go, this will be good, and put it on.
Yeah.
And then you're blown away by an awesome movie.
Well, that's a good way to go, because it's interesting because on Rotten Tomatoes, this movie, as far as the critics go, is like 20%. But as far as the fans go, it's up more like 70%. So, actual people like the movie. And I think if it got poor ratings, I think it's because people didn't maybe get through the first third of the movie. Because the first third of the movie is pretty, kind of depressing, right?
Oh, yeah, it's very depressing. And it was kind of eerie, too, because you weren't sure where it was going.
Yeah, it was very eerie. We've got some music playing in the background just for, to relax us
while
we talk about science. You didn't know where it was going. Yeah?
I did not know where it was going. Nels thought of us doing the Entourage effect. I never watched Entourage, which is sad.
You never watched it?
No. Well, I heard great things about it.
Is there an Entourage effect? I don't know if there's an Entourage effect. Wow. I mean, if there is. The effect is, I don't know. I like that show. I thought it was fun.
I mean, I hear great things about it. I've just never watched it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Mandela effect. What is it?
Mandela effect.
Besides
Mandela effect is besides the movie, it's the idea or the premise of things that have changed. And people are so based in their knowledge of something, but if one fact about it has changed, then they say it's a Mandela effect. And they usually relate it towards a event or something that they've had that was tangible, so meaningful to them, for it to be changed enough that it affects them in such a manner that, wait, did that really happen? It makes them question their reality.
Yeah, and what I've heard is that they think that perhaps, rather than thinking they have a faulty memory, they think that there's some kind of tear in the time-space continuum that is maybe indicative of the fact that we're in some kind of a simulation. Right?
Yes. And this movie delved right into that.
It really did.
Yes, wow.
One of the things that I liked about it, too, because I had seen this show. I don't know if you've ever seen this show. It's called How To with John Wilson. It's on HBO.
HBO, yes.
It's a really fun show because this guy's a cinematographer. He goes around filming things, and then he makes a story out of it. Each episode is like how to do something, and it just goes off on a tangent. Mm-hmm. Well, in the show, he ran into a Mandela effect believer, and he followed them to a Mandela effect conference of all these other people that believe in it.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, so an example is the Jiff Peanut Butter, and this is kind of a ridiculous one. Have you heard this one?
Yes. The two F's versus one F in the name.
Yes, or some people say it was called Jiffy, which is
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah.
I mean, don't you think that's
right.
kind of
Yes,
ridiculous? Because obviously they're confusing it with Skippy peanut butter, perhaps.
Yeah.
Or
But
yeah.
did someone actually show an actual Jiffy jar of peanut butter?
No one's ever produced a jar of peanut butter with Jiffy
one's
on it,
ever
I don't think.
Jiffy.
But they have made mock-ups on the internet. But the
Yeah,
point
yeah.
is, it doesn't exist in this time-space continuum. You know, some other one, some other parallel universe, that peanut butter is called Jiffy.
Possibly.
What
Oh my
about,
gosh, that's so many Saturdays.
did you hear the one about Sinbad, the comedian?
What? No. What's the Mandela effect about Sinbad?
Okay. Sinbad did a movie where he played a genie. Did you ever see that movie?
Yes. I think it was Kazam or no. That was no. He did a movie about a genie.
No, it never happened. But people believe that
No,
it did.
Shaq did.
Shaq
but
did a movie
Sinbad
called
did.
Kazam, I think, where he
Yeah,
played a genie. But Sinbad never played a
Sinbad
genie.
never-
No.
He
But
would make a great genie.
maybe that's just it. People think, oh, he'd make a great genie, so they see the movie in their head.
Wow.
But people, you know, so there's a bunch of these. So Nelson Mandela, this is why it's named that, because Nelson Mandela, who was fighting against apartheid in South Africa, he was imprisoned in the 80s, and people thought he died in prison. But he did not. He did not die until 2013. So they think, wait a minute, I remember, and there's a lot of people that are in agreement about this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering this is what I want to know from you, is do you think the world, the physical world that we live in, is just an agreement that we all have, that it exists? Do you think we create everything through our agreements with one another?
I believe in such an energy amongst ourselves that things still happen and transpire when we take ourselves out of it, like
Yeah.
i.e. when we go to sleep.
Yeah.
We're out of it for a moment, just where we're not experiencing, but if we stay within ourselves, we don't get to see the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
So I astral project and actually go out on spirit walks to experience what's going on around me more and more deeper.
No way.
But yeah, I mean, because we agree, you
Yeah.
agree. I mean, we could be kindred souls because we share some commonality,
Mm-hmm.
but we agree that this is going to happen. Like, this is black, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally. We agree on all these things. And so these things are our existence.
Yeah.
When that's torn, changed in a little bit, it creates that Mandela effect.
You and I right now only exist in this virtual world together. And there are things like my car in the driveway that I can only imagine, and I can tell you about it. But does it
Right.
really exist? Because I'm not looking at it. This is something that I want to get into, because this movie then, the Mandela effect, gets into quantum computers. And that was an interesting turn that I thought at the end of the movie, or towards the end of the movie, you start to realize this is going off into another realm, which is the idea that we are living in a simulation. So I'm going to ruin the movie, but the guy's daughter dies, and he wants so much to bring her back that when he finds out about the Mandela effect, he thinks, if I can, if there's a rip in the time-space continuum, maybe I can bring her back. Maybe I can go into that other universe. Yeah.
Right. Also, he was a programmer, so he was being able. Once he figured what he thought was the code
Yeah.
for his reality, he started programming. And I'm sorry, spoilers if you guys have
We've
not
spoiled
seen
the
the
whole
movie. I'm
thing.
just putting it out there.
Yeah, it's
Just
okay.
spoil it right there.
It's okay. There's a lot of stuff to watch.
Yeah. There's so much. There was so much in that movie. I mean, I was blown away by the visual effects, the computers, the references. I was there. I mean, it was like I was living it. And then I kept thinking, especially the one thing about how the accident happened.
Yeah.
For his daughter.
Yeah.
Science. Yes.
Science. Yay. Yep. And so, okay, so let's talk about quantum computers. I've looked into this several times, researched it, and this is my explanation of quantum computers. Computers, as we know them today, basically run on zeros and ones, on and off. And we have these transistors in the computers that toggle on and off. Well, we have tons of them, and somehow this is the leap that I don't quite understand, but somehow that's how all the computing is being done on our computer, through all these just zeros and ones, on and off. And the thing is, our transistors are getting so small because we keep making them smaller and smaller and smaller to make more and more powerful computers. And as they get smaller and smaller, they reach the point where they're almost the size of an atom. So we can only go so small. And when they start to reach that kind of very, very, very small size, they start to have different physics. Yeah. So they're so small.
I definitely think the physics are gone.
Yeah.
Because now it's an idea again.
Yeah. Interesting. It's an idea again.
The mechanics of it, it's gotten so small, it's now just an idea. And ideas go through and they permeate matter.
That's exactly it. So in quantum physics, a particle might jump from one side of something to the other side and not be in between and actually go through something. And so when our transistors get that small, they start doing really weird stuff. But one of the weird things that they do, so these zeros and ones are called bits. And so zeros and ones are bits. But in quantum computers, they're starting to work with these qubits, they're called. And a qubit, this is where it gets really interesting. A qubit can be on or off, 0 or 1, but it can also be everything in between. So, and it doesn't necessarily decide whether it's a 0 or 1 until you look at it. This is the crazy thing. Until you look at it, until it's examined, then it will stop at one thing. And I don't know how they do the work around with this thing. It's called a superposition, which is in between the zeros and ones, all the different iterations. And it can be two things at once. So all of these things can be many things at once. And because of this, the computing just goes through the roof. It's able to compute things because our systems can only go through things one at a time. It can go through the possibilities all at once. Let me see what the chat room has to say. Let's see. Oh, Howard Aronin is here. You know Howard? He's a comedian.
I don't know Howard.
Hilarious
but he's
comedian.
He's a frequent to your show.
Our show, yeah. And he's been on the show several times. He'll be on the show again, I'm sure.
Okay.
But so anyway, so in the movie, he meets this professor, and the professor is of this world where he thinks that maybe we're living in a simulation. And they have a quantum computer. An actual quantum computer looks like this. Something like this. Have you ever seen the show Devs?
Devs, yes.
This is probably the best representation I've seen in film or television of a quantum computer. It looks something like this. And it has to be massively cooled. And that's one of the problems. And they have these quantum computers, and as soon as these things come out, all of our passwords will be cracked. Because it can just go through so many iterations all at once. But it also will solve a lot of problems because it can model things in the world. It can model stuff really fast. So if this ever happens, and we actually have quantum computers, we're in for a wild ride. And I don't know what we're going to do.
But will we be able to conceive what's happening, though?
Yeah. Will we be able to see what's happening? Or will we just be left behind? Kamala says we can operate in the quantum field. We can avoid going through time and space to get things done. And a group of lemurs are lemets, is what Howard said. So let me ask you this. I want to ask you about astral projection and how do you get into that? How did you start doing that?
I back a couple years ago. I was in a dark place, man.
Yeah.
I was going through some anger management, some anger issues, and so my counselor suggested I try meditating. I did some I can't think of Dr. Leibowitz, with some of his tapes, focusing on a candle, studying the mind, studying the breath. Well, I used to fall asleep during these meditation sessions, but
Yeah.
at that particular point, I realized I wasn't sleeping. I was actually leaving my body and seeing other things.
Whoa.
And so I continued to work and develop, and usually I work at a book publisher. They deal heavily on the metaphysics and the right, they call it the woo woo group, but no, there is like real science.
Yeah.
There's real techniques. But yeah, I found myself not only just zoning out during meditating, I was actually leaving my body and seeing other things and experiencing other things. So I started practicing on just that to project. And actually, that gave me more control. Yes, it did help with the anger issues. Yes, sir. Absolutely, Kamala. Because when you start to look deeper inside, you can find what tears you, what's ripping you apart. And I use the meditation to find that peace and get that oneness. But the projection, though, is always mind opening, and it's always heart opening, because I see things differently from outside. Most people always look within. I look out. And so, so the projection definitely helped with that. So I actually do it now, like for miniature vacations. So I feel life is starting to drag me down or whatever. I'll just meditate, rest myself, and then project.
That's cool. Do you ever project yourself into, you know how people visualize, like athletes visualize themselves playing the game? Do you ever do that with your comedy?
I used to do that. It's really not difficult, and especially because it gives you that advantage. What I usually do with my projection, though, is I use it for preparation for how I want my day to go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I've seen this before, so I know what's going to happen. Those type of things. And so I get out of myself and I take I won't say a cheat day, but I look at how the day is going to go. So I'm more prepared for what's coming.
Wow, that's interesting.
Kamala, good question. I'll do a 10-minute or a 30-minute session to break the routine, just so I can, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, surrounded by tons of meditation. Again, Hay House Publishing, that's my plug for them. Wonderful stuff. The neuroscience stuff that I get from Joe Dispenza and Greg Brady.
I'm into that guy. Lately, I've been watching his series. It's really interesting with the brainwaves. Yeah.
Joe Dispenza. Oh, okay. Yeah, he is amazing, and I use him as a tool to help my meditation, and then he has wonderful meditations. So yes, good
There's
stuff.
the brainwaves.
Oh.
Isn't that great?
And we are always, there we go. That delta where we're detached awareness, healing sleep. Absolutely.
It's cool. I have just really started delving into the brainwave thing, and I find it super interesting. It's funny that you bring him up. Kamala says that because we've been doing this watching these things. Joe Dispenza.
Yeah. And it's wonderful to work with him. He used to. Yeah. Most people say, "Well, can you do a reading?" He doesn't do readings. He helps people read themselves, and that's why I really like working with him.
That's cool. All right, so now, are we going to shift gears and you're going to tell a crazy story?
I mean,
it's so mellow right now.
So many, we shared so many. It's crazy stories. Growing up,
I'm going to bring you into the crazy story room. Okay.
Crazy story room.
Here we go. we'll answer that. Let's see. She says, do you really work with him? Do you know him, this guy?
Yes. On many occasions, done his events, and he's written several books with Hay House, so I've seen him a couple of times.
Kamala wants to meet him and wear a brain cap. Look at her brain waves. It's super interesting.
That is interesting. That would be nice to have that. I've never done that with him, but I've definitely meditated. I've done his workshop.
This is a new thing we're doing. It's called the Trash Panda Comedy Club, and I'm in the audience. Here me and everybody else, we're in the audience, but I represent the audience. Yeah, and I just want to, we were tell crazy stories. You and I were talking about when we were kids and how we had friends that were creative and weird when we were kids and we used to do stuff. So I wanted to hear about that.
Well, I guess it really started with my cousins, summers at my grandmother's house, my dad's side. Just make all these little cartoons and commercials and we make fun of products that were out there. So we were like, hey guys, what if the commercial people were shooting their commercials on the same day, but they were mixing up the products, like the Visine guy and the Crazy Glue guy swapped products. And this demonstration where the guy puts the thing on his hat, and he's holding and wiggling on. I mean, they used a little person.
Oh yeah,
for
that thing.
Where
the guy had the construction hat, and he put
and he's sitting there holding on, and Crazy Glue strong enough to hold this man up. Well, so we were like, oh, this day they were rushing to get all these commercials out, and they mixed up the products. So the Visine guy got delivered to the Crazy Glue guy, and so we would act these little commercials out, and oh no, we lost to the little guy. And then the Visine guy is like, how you get the red out? 2 drops and
oh no, oh god, I hope that never happened.
Yeah. And we did that for hours. We would just do that for hours, trying to mix up everybody's products. That was like one of my favorite ones. But we used to do like peanut butter, making the sandwich and everything. And we've never had crunchy peanut butter before. Hey, that's oatmeal. It's like,
I have
oatmeal,
because we were talking
oatmeal and jelly sandwich.
Because we were talking about this, I took an old tape of my friend and I doing the same thing when we were kids. Maybe this is what comedians do when they're kids. And I turned it into a little visual thing. I'll play it for you here. So this is Tracy Thompson and me when we were, I don't know, probably in junior high school, I guess. We sound like chipmunks.
Stop! You have not enough of those!
I think that's me.
We can help! Oh, yes, we can help! We can help! Oh, we can help! Oh, now, here's Jim to tell you how. Just send your money, check money, or pine corn order to 483. Wait, send it to hi! We're on Sports Illustrated pages.
Doesn't make any sense.
Send to hi! We're on Sports Illustrated pages 906 44444 at Whoa, Anaheim, California, in the Yellow Pages. We're in the Yellow Pages. You can look us up if you live in the area, okay? So just whenever you feel like help, we go alpine skiing, yes. Oh, okay. Now back to our program.
Did you do that kind of stuff? Is that kind of thing you did?
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, once you have the tape going and recording, I mean, I dug through my crates and everything. I got a bunch of old tapes and stuff. You record mixtapes and everything.
Yeah.
And I would catch myself rapping.
Yeah.
So for our high school wrestling team, me and my buddy, and I could not find the recording, but we made this quick little rap. We used the Beastie Boys "Time to Get Ill" little end beat, and it's digga 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 digga. And so we're like, this is our record. It's right on time for the distant wrestlers, and the distant wrestlers rhyme. We got the baddest beat on the East Coast. We're not here to brag. We're just here to boast. And we just went back and forth. Me and my friend Bruce Chase, it was like yeah, and when we were like, oh, that was cool. And so we got really geeked out when we went to go share it with the wrestling team, and we were on our way to a meet.
Yeah.
And so we had the boombox on the bus and everything. It was like, you play it. No, press play. Okay, everybody, this is our song, and we just like,
oh my God,
they loved it.
They
we
loved
were
it.
cracking up.
Oh, that's cool.
It. Yes.
It's fun.
So we did 2 seasons with that tape, and that was how we start our little our workouts. And this is our record. It's right on time. So yeah, we do a little of that and got a little notoriety out of it, a little fun. Yeah, making
cool.
tapes it's not as, I mean, now you can just pick up your phone and record.
Right.
Supercomputer.
Back then it was like you'd never even heard your voice before. You know, you'd never actually heard it. And the first time you hear it, you're like, whoa, I sound like a chipmunk. And we did, actually. Turns out we did sound like a chipmunk.
Something's wrong with this tape. It's going too fast.
All right, so we're going to go into our contest mode here, and it's going to involve the Mandela effect. Here we go. I know, this is a rigorous show. Rigorous.
Wait, P.O.
All right, here we are, P.O. Box Whoa. I got to fix this. Something's wrong, but, you know, that's the way this show is. Okay, the Mandela effect. Or isn't it spelled Mandela? That was my little thing that I put in there, that it was spelled with like 2 L's. But I don't think that's part of the Mandela effect. Okay, so let's see what Howard said. I never met anyone who can astral project. Can you do another show with Guy and enlighten us? Yeah, I wanna learn more about that because it sounds like a really good thing. But for now, we're gonna
vibe on that one.
Yeah, it's really cool. So from now we're gonna do this thing. It's I have a few of the Mandela situations, and I'm going to show you 2 things, and you tell me which one is the real one in this time-space continuum. Okay? All right, so here's the first one. And, you know, the chat room can, of course, jump in anytime.
Looney Tunes with the U. Looney Tunes with the U.
With the U?
Is the correct one.
All right. I mean, that seems kind of weird. You know, it seems like they're cartoons, right?
Right.
All right, Robert Murray is here.
And my bro.
Yeah. All right, cool. Welcome, Robert. We're doing this quiz. Which one is the right one? The Mandela effect. Okay, here's the answer. And the answer is, you were right. Looney Tunes. Yes. That was good. Who knew? Okay, here's another one. This is the big one. This is the big one.
This is the big one. This is the big one.
This is the one they just go crazy about.
I think it's, this one is like confusing, but I believe it is Berenstain Beans, E-I.
And not Berenstain.
Berenstain. No, Berenstain. Yeah.
You are a victim of the Mandela effect. It's the Berenstain Bears. Yeah.
Really?
I know. People swear it was Berenstain. That's one of the big ones.
Holy man.
In fact, somebody even had a tape, a VHS tape that said Berenstain Bears on it. But I think it was just a typo or something like that.
Wow.
Okay, here's another one.
Oh, man.
I know. That's a tough one.
I have to do the song.
Oh, yeah.
A-Y.
A-Y. Oh, wow.
A-Y.
Oh, yeah, because they spell it in the song. My baloney has a first name. It's M-A-Y-E-R. Totally. Yes. So, I mean, I don't know. That one's kind of debunked, right? Kamala said Oscar Mayer. It's because they pronounce it. Yeah, the song saved you. They pronounce it Oscar Mayer, though, right? I mean, not Mayer.
Yeah. Oscar Mayer.
I can see why there's confusion there. Okay, did the Monopoly guy have a monocle?
Yes, he did.
And the answer is, if anybody wants to join in on the chat room and give him a little bit of time. And the answer is, no, he did not have a monocle. Never had a monocle. I know. People swear by it. But I guess from what I heard, he had a monocle in the McDonald's game or something like that, and that's possible.
That's horrible.
But yeah,
That's
in the game, he didn't have one. Okay, Fruit of the Loom. This one seems easy. Does it have a cornucopia?
No cornucopia.
No cornucopia, and the answer is. Oh, Robert says yes. So we have a yes out there. And the answer is no. It seems better with the cornucopia, though, doesn't it? I mean,
Well,
it
you know,
seems
it
weird.
looks corny to have a cornucopia on your underwear. or
On your underwear? Okay, here it is. Life was like a box of chocolates, or life is like a box of chocolates. This is a weird one. This is one of those ones.
This one's going to be. Now, I don't know if this is really a Mandela effect because
Doesn't
it's
seem like
oftentimes misquoted. Movie quotes are really tough.
Yeah.
But he actually says life is like a box of chocolates.
And the answer is, anybody in the chat room? Answer is, life was like a box of chocolates.
My brother's like, come on.
Oh, come on. I know. But in context, I watched the scene because I thought, that's weird. And he says, my mother always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
You never know what you're going to get. Life was like, oh my goodness. Huh?
Okay, here's a big one.
Wait, I'm 2-0. 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2 maybe?
Back.
Or somebody's got to keep score.
Here we go. Let's go.
All right, what's this one? What
This
is?
one's scary.
Did they say play it against Sam in Casablanca? I mean,
I think it was Sing It. Play
see? All right, let's see what they actually said. Because you know they didn't say play it against Sam, because that's what everybody says, right? They
Right.
said play it once, Sam. It's not quite as catchy,
Wow. Not as
is it? Play
catchy.
it once. But there was a movie called Play It Against Sam with Humphrey Bogart as like an apparition, a ghost in Woody Allen's life.
And yeah.
So
Probably
that's a tough one.
why Woody Allen did that.
I don't know if that's a Mandela effect either. Okay, this is another game that we don't have time for. We're going to have to do it another time. That's something to look forward to in the Lunch Therapy universe. Board games and their pieces.
Oh my! I wanted to do that one.
You want to do that one? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. We'll just do it.
Fire? Rapid
Okay,
fire.
all right. Let's do it. Rapid fire.
Chess. Monopoly.
Nice. Okay. Rapid fire.
Sorry.
Nice.
Sorry, but it's sorry.
Yes. Sorry. That's a good. Oh, what? This is a tough one. I'll give you another hint in a
Jumanji.
sec. What? Jumanji?
No, I don't know.
Here's another hint. Some other pieces.
Oh, Mousetrap.
Mousetrap. Wow, now you're really killing it. You're killing it. Ganell got that one too. Mousetrap. I used to love that game when I was a kid, but I never played the game. I just set the thing up.
I like setting it up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you did.
It's like setting it up.
Turn the little crank. Yeah. This one.
Backgammon.
Nice. How about that one? I forgot about this game. Mahjong?
I said Mahjong, but I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Chinese checkers.
It's actually a game called anybody? Drum roll. Weird music. It is a game called Stratego. Did you ever play that game? I
I've seen
forgot
it so
all
many
about
times.
it. Yeah, you have like these
I-
pieces, but you
Yeah,
can only
I
see the
was like-
pictures.
Yeah, that's wow.
Remember that? And they like
Yeah.
the bomb will blow up like a general, and they do different things when they
Stratego.
interact. Stratego.
Wow.
That's a good one. How about this one?
Battleship.
Battleship. Nice. This is the last one.
Clue.
I don't have a clue what this one is. I was hoping you'd ask for a clue. All right, that was good. We got that one in there. All right.
did.
Well, now we're gonna have to end on some yaks here. But this has been
Yakety
super
yak.
fun. You really got me thinking about that astral projection. I think a lot of people out there are thinking about that. It's cool.
Joel, would it be so awesome to play the Yaks with that song Yakety Sax?
Oh,
Speed up the video.
I wish I had that. Yakety sax.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. All right. Well, we cleared up a lot today for people. People know about quantum computers. People know about the Mandela effect. People know about lemurs, ring-tailed lemurs. And at the end of the show, I like to do a dance break. I've got a really good one today. Really good one. So you can just dance in your chair. I mean, it's not really dancing, but you can just enjoy the song.
I accept the challenge.
All right, let's do it. Let's do this thing. In fact, I'm going to change your... Oh, yeah, okay, so we're dancing now. All right, and this is a good song, so it'll be good. So what we'll do is we'll dance. We'll close out the show on some, happy dancing. So here we go. Here we go. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
My brother is begging me not to do this.
Yeah, he's like, don't do it. Yeah, this is a great song. Come on. You know this song? Stevie Wonder wrote this. I like the way your brothers like to do that. Do it. Yeah.
I love this cover. It's so nice.
Isn't it good?
You refuse to put anything before your pride.
We have to get to the tell me something good.
What I've got will knock all your pride aside.
Woo!
Tell me something good. Tell me that you love me.
This is a danceable song for once.
Tell me something good.
Just love it.
Tell me that you like it. Got no time is what you're known to say.
Okay, this has been Lunch Therapy.
I'll make you
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Guy, for being here. This has been super fun. Thanks for informing us and informing the world. Yeah, feeling sexy, yeah. Woo! One more.
You ain't been loved like you should.
All right, we'll see you Friday.